I started my summer break with an amazing goal to finish the LeetCode 150. Yeah, that was a really dumb idea. The thing about LeetCode 150 is that while it is a studying to-do list, it doesn't necessarily have a good order to make sure that the information you learn from the first problems can help you get the other problems better. I found myself getting stuck quite often in just looking up the solution with the next problem, not getting much easier with my newfound information. I stumbled upon Neetcode's video of him after doing 569 LeetCode problems. His main point of the video was not to do a bunch of random LeetCode problems, and that order was actually very important in the way you actually learn from all of those problems. So here I am now, doing his recommended 150 question roadmap to studying LeetCode problems. I was able to get through this chapter pretty well as I was already aware of using hash maps to get O of 1 lookup times, which is able to help me with twosum and contains duplicate. The valid anagram was also really easy, but I struggled with the group anagrams problem because I didn't know a fast way to, well, group anagrams. This was a case in which watching the video was actually a really good idea because it showed a clever solution of using a 26 element list being used as tuples for hash map keys. It's definitely something I wouldn't have thought of myself. And this takes me to takeaway number 1. If you don't get the problem, you went through your normal strategies and progressions and you're nowhere, watch the explanation videos. While this is a roadmap and you're learning off of your previous problems, there will still be new concepts that you just might not see right away. Also, sometimes as soon as the dude starts explaining the problem or the introduction to the solution, it just clicks. The experience was more of the same, but these problems tended to be more difficult. The chapters had a mix of problems I already knew how to solve, ones that just clicked, ones I was on the right track for, and ones I simply had no clue how to do. For example, for threesum, I was thinking, couldn't you just do a twosum with each element contributing to the target? I know, average nerd thoughts. I rejected the idea because it was O of n squared, which I normally associate with being inefficient. But it turns out I was almost there, only change was to sort the array first to remove duplicate triplets. And for generating parentheses, I thought, couldn't I just use a tree? But I was so caught up on it being a stack problem, I also dismissed that solution. It turns out you were supposed to make a tree, and a stack really wasn't too important. This takes me to key point number 2. Try your hunches and review the aftermath. In this case, if I simply tried to create a tree, I would have seen that many other solutions with fast times use similar solutions and that I did well. Or if I tried to do the threesum problem, I would have seen that I needed an extra step to eliminate duplicate triplets. Either way, you learn more from it than simply jumping straight to the videos. Binary search is a pretty elementary coding concept that I was familiar with, which allowed me to get through the first 3 problems quite easily, as the implementations of the algorithm were rather simple and logical. For Coco eating bananas, I spent more time due to me making the silly mistake of setting the low as the minimum of the piles instead of 0, which I then finally adjusted to 1 to kill edge cases after reviewing the solutions. That takes me to takeaway number 3. Review faster and similar solutions to see more elegant implementations. A lot of times, adding more if statements to catch edge cases just makes your code harder to read and just more complicated. And a lot of the time, there is a minor change that can really make a difference. Here is an example that featured the problem I just mentioned. Just by adjusting the low to 1, I was able to remove 1 edge case, which drastically reduced the lines of code. Considering the decent amount of time I spent on this problem, I probably wouldn't have made that adjustment without looking at other solutions. After doing 30 of these problems in this roadmap, I realized that not only does the order of the problems matter, it's also important how you do that and how you can learn from each of the problems. It's very important to try your hunches and see what happens. It's also important to then know when to watch the videos to really learn, and eventually look at other solutions to see how you can improve your own code and understand the problem overall. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Hopefully you subscribe. Like always, bye-bye.